Hey guys, do you know what day it is? Bum Slide Thursday! Welcome to the morning show, and as you can tell, I'm kind of all by myself. But for National Girlfriends Day, I think we're kind of setting the tone right. I'm Alex. Tim's not here, Luann's not here. Tim made it into the office this morning, but he's sicker than a dog. So we're here hoping that he's feeling better. We're hoping that you're feeling good as well, but the show must go on. So the format's gonna be a little bit different today. Well, normally we'd have an hour-long show. Today it's gonna be half an hour long, but we do have interviews still, and this very music-oriented show actually today. So first off, just to make sure we get it right, Mark Dunn's coming in for his musical performance. What he's doing today is promoting his Landlord and Grocery Store's new single, as well as wrapping up the Great Lakes International Summer Music Institute. The whole conglomeration of it's going to be done today, part 3, and wow, that is a mouthful. But I gotta make sure you know what days there are today. Along with National Girlfriends Day is Minority Donor Awareness Day, Raspberry Cream Pie Day, most importantly, Respect for Parents Day. Didn't know that was a day, but in today's day and age, I can see why that might need to be a thing. IPA Day and Mahjong Day. So go have an IPA, go respect your parents, go play some Mahjong with them, celebrate with a raspberry cream pie, and I'll see you at the end of today's show, so stay tuned.
Back to Mornings with Luann and Tim, and joining me in the studio right now is Mark Dunn. MD Dunn?
Yeah, sure.
Can I call you Mark?
You may.
Because that's how I know you.
That is my name.
Mark
Yeah,
Dunn.
you can call me Mark.
The River Lately. This was your 9th CD that you've...
That's the 9th album, yeah. Came out last year.
When did you start recording? How long ago?
Early in the 90s, when my first thing was called After the Great Sleep in 1992, and it came out on cassette, and there were really none available.
Cassettes.
Yeah.
Remember those?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so 92. When did you start playing? How old were you?
I've been playing 37 years now.
Holy
playing and writing.
smokes.
And performing slightly less. It took 7 years to kind of woodshed, and then so I started about 30
Now
years
with
ago.
this CD, with The River Lately, it's the Innocent Weapon Ensemble, as we see here, the Innocent Weapon Ensemble. Quite a collection of musicians you have working with you there, sir. Ken Coulter on drums, Warren and Lynn Reveal, Craig West, Josh Norling, and Lindsay Pugh. Like, that's kind of cream of the crop in Sault Ste. Marie.
Yeah, I'm very lucky.
Well, I think they're lucky too, Mark. All original.
Yes.
Do you do all of the writing, or do any of the other performers with you co-create with you?
Well, I'd say the writing is mostly me, but everybody brings in their own thing. Like Warren will come up with a bass line based on the music, so they probably don't get adequate recognition for their contributions.
There, we just did it. Take that. But really, the reason that you're here is not necessarily to promote The River Lately, although it is available.
It is.
How, where?
Sunrise Records, Rad Zone, on my website.
Nice. Yeah. And the website is?
mddunn.com.
Perfect. Mark, you have taken on a project called Landlords and you created a project basically called Landlords and Grocery Stores. Give me a little bit of background on what brought you to create the song and the idea for marketing it to be a fundraiser for the food bank.
Okay. So we just finished the album, and
you finished this album.
That album, and usually what happens is I won't write for a while and just kind of finished for a bit, and then so I wrote this song.
This Landlords and Grocery Stores.
Landlords and Grocery Stores, and it kind of came about. I had a guitar piece that I was putting together for a local play, and I was offering it to Wendy Hamilton.
Wendy,
Moments in Algoma, her play.
Right.
So I made that offer, and I was playing this thing for her, and then I stole it back to put these lyrics on it because they worked well.
So you had the tune was there.
Yeah.
Without lyrics.
Yeah.
And then the idea of the song came to you, and you combined the two lyrics.
Yeah.
The
song. Cool. It doesn't usually work that way. It's always different, right? So sometimes the song will come just by playing on the guitar and just kind of making nonsense sounds, and you get lyrics after a while. But this one was different. It had the music, and then I just wrote it as a poem kind of thing. And the idea is that of the song it's basically talking about how a person or people who are on sort of basic income,
right, which is a lot of us. I would say that I'm not far from that. I'm one paycheck away from nothing.
Yeah, most people are. I mean, what is the like 40% of Canadians are
living paycheck to paycheck,
or more actually than that. And so I've heard many times people arguing that Ontario Works or welfare systems are burdens on society, and that they drain our resources and that. And so I've just kind of had one too many of those discussions with people, and it occurred to me that, well, all of that money goes to pay rent and groceries. Like, no one's profiting.
What is it right now? Do you know what the allowance is?
For a single person on Ontario Works, it's $656.
$656 a month.
And they get $200 extra.
You got to pay rent out of that?
Rent and food, yeah. And whatever else you need too.
Yeah, right.
And
then you can only work up to a certain amount.
$200.
So after beyond $200, you lose those benefits.
Yeah. So I don't know I can't do the math quickly enough, but if one is working minimum wage, $200 a week, and if a person starts working 40 hours a week, they're basically still making the $850 whatever they're making, right? Topped out at. So it's not quite a fair system.
Before the interview started, you and I both spoke. I was on welfare at one time in my life. When I was a starving actor in Toronto, I went on welfare. You've been on welfare as well.
Yes, when I came back to Sault Ste. Marie.
For heaven's sakes, I wouldn't have had. I needed glasses. I needed dental work done. I had nothing. So
exactly.
I mean, and then eventually you get back on your feet. But it's nice to have that there to help you out when you're destitute, right?
Yeah, it's poverty is a struggle enough. We don't need the systems that try to support people to be a struggle in itself, right?
And then things happened that kind of along the way. You were talking about some of what was the project that was underway that got cancelled? Yeah, so there was this project the previous Ontario government had undertaken. It was a 4-year study into guaranteed income, and the Sioux had petitioned to be part of it. But I don't know how many groups there were around the province that were doing this, and they ran it for 2 years. And then that program was cancelled. Gone.
And these people in the meantime had, gotten decent housing for the first time. They were working, making extra money.
So it seemed like
back to school.
It seemed like it was working, the program. Getting some results.
I don't know, and we'll never know, in fact, because that study was cancelled.
But they pulled the plug.
Yeah. So 2 years of investing in that program, and now there's no data. Right.
You said they could have had some really useful data to draw from if they'd carried on and finished saw it to completion.
Perhaps they would have at least been able to see if it is viable to offer a guaranteed income to certain people, or but now we will never know that.
So all of this, it can get a little overwhelming, make you feel a little bad about the situation, right? And so awareness raising, is that what this is about?
I guess so. So the song kind of, all these things are going through my mind, and I just wrote the kind of poem. It's sort of in the voice of someone who's going through a situation like that, and dealing with a friend of mine, Craig West, the fellow who mixed and played some bass on that album. He said something really neat about the song. He said it's like an argument at Thanksgiving dinner with family, right? And
right.
So it's kind of like that. It's a sort of a discussion about explaining to someone why
this isn't good enough.
Yeah, exactly. And it's
the system we have isn't really sufficient to deal with the poverty that we're facing as a nation.
Yeah, and that's kind of the gist of the song. And
so it came up with a little too late to put it on the river lately. So you decided.
Yeah. So decided. We all liked the song, and then we just started playing it and building it and producing it. And I was just going to put it out as a single that people could download if they wanted. And I thought, well, if people, because Bandcamp has this really nice quality that you can tip, right? You can put a song up there for free, you can download it, but you can offer a tip.
People can.
Yeah. So I thought, if anyone gives money, if they like the song, if they've listened to it, or if they download
care about the cause.
Sure.
Even if they're not crazy about the song, Mark, as long as they care about the cause, they can donate.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But you're gonna love the song. Just wait.
But I'd say if you just want to donate directly to the cause that you have.
And the cause you've chosen
is the Soup Kitchen Community Center in the Sioux,
right? Because
they do just tremendous work. I don't know how many, but thousands of families, thousands of meals. I think it's like tens of thousands of meals. Probably more than that a year, and really a skeleton crew. There's Ron Sim and the couple people that work there and volunteers. So they've been around for a long time. Don't know how long.
Neither do I, but that's okay.
Yeah.
So this is your way of raising some awareness and throwing some support their way.
Yeah, I hope so. And it's not going to change anything for them. I'm not delusional in that. There's not a lot of money coming into buying singles, but whatever comes through will go to them. And I just hope maybe someone might hear the song and either get angry about it or...
Hey, do you ever do? Now you guys don't gig a lot. You're more of a studio ensemble, more of a studio.
Well, I play solo as much as possible. But,
when you do you ever consider doing things like? Do you talk about this if you perform this song live?
Yeah.
Would that be the kind of thing you could say? And by the way, pass a hat, or there's a place to donate. I mean, I'm just wondering whether that would be an idea.
That's a great idea.
So that oftentimes when you go see a Broadway show, it's like Equity Fights AIDS, and so for one performance, performers come out after the show in costume and they stand at the door with buckets and say, "Give us." That was nice that you bought a ticket or you paid to cover whatever, but in the meantime, on your way out, throw some money in the bucket.
That's a great idea. So all I need now is a gig.
Okay. All right. So you're going to now offer us a performance of Landlords and Grocery Stores.
Thank you.
MD Dunn. They can buy it online?
Online at mddunn.com. The single and
there's a link
there's a link to
go to mddunn.com and you will find everything you need to buy his CDs and also this single, Landlords and Grocery Stores. Mark, thanks for being here.
Thank you, Tim.
Take it away.
Thank you. I'm a burden on society. How could that possibly be? All the money goes to landlords and grocery stores. Upstream where they make the rules, on the hilltop they talk like fools with their minds too dull for dreaming. And I got knocked down, I don't know why. Happened when I stepped outside, the door closed and locked behind me. Read about the good old days. Children worked in the factories, well they work there now, wherever the laws allow.
Beautiful. You know what's going to be really cool? Because that was a beautiful acoustic version of it. I can't wait to hear it now all fleshed out with all your fellow musicians.
There you go. It's online.
All right. Online. Thanks, MD Dunn, Landlords and Grocery Stores in support of the Sault Ste. Marie Soup Kitchen.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks for being here, Mark. And we'll be back with more Mornings with Luann and Tim right after this.
Housed in a 15,000 square foot custom manufacturing facility built to produce world-class cabinetry at surprisingly affordable prices, Great Lakes Fine Cabinetry brings your project from initial concept to final design. Proudly providing Northern Michigan and the Algoma region with quality hand-built cabinetry for the past 20 years. Located at 844 East 3 Mile Road, Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan, Great Lakes Fine Cabinetry, making your cabinetry dreams come true.
All right, Dr. Ed Turgeon. Hey. Ed Turgeon, nice to have you with me. Thanks for
with you, man.
Thank you for your time. Now, Ed, your title is Artistic Director of, here I go, ready? Okay, it's the Great Lakes International Summer Music Institute.
Oh my gosh, well done.
Thank you very much.
That's it.
How did this happen? Where, how?
Okay.
What have you done, Ed?
It was a phone call about 3 years ago.
Yeah?
And the Algoma Music Camp was having to fold because, falling down buildings are difficult to repair. And it was going to cost a lot of money, and they just sold the property.
Okay.
And they were sitting on the funds, and I called and said, do you want to do this? Yeah, we need a place to do it, though.
Yeah.
So then talking, administration, imagining, and finally we hatched a plan, and they're contributing funds from the sale of that property over 3 years to jumpstart this. The university's contributing a lot too, in marketing and space, and it all came together.
So now,
Came together.
did you collect the people around you? Like, did you reach out to Frank and everybody, or what?
Yeah, Frank and I mean, Frank's unbelievable. The two of us have been working together, and we reach out to faculty all over the land, all over North America. We have one coming in from Alberta, the professor of violin and concertmaster of Edmonton Symphony.
Right.
Principal cello of Saskatchewan is coming, Simon Fryer. We've got Elizabeth McDonald coming from U of T. She's one of the top professors there, and she's going to arrive this week. So we're kind of, a couple are moving out now and a couple moving in this week. So there's turnover and a lot of exposure to different styles of music making.
So this has been about 3 years in the making, or what?
About 3 years in the making, yeah. Because you have to, we stayed with it, and now we have it.
So, and your wife, Anne, is involved as well?
Yeah, she's involved as a piano faculty.
You're from the Sioux originally, Ed?
No, I'm from Scarborough, Ontario, Scarberia.
So your brother ended up here?
Yeah, he started his career, he graduated from U of T, started as in Sioux Lookout.
Okay.
As the doctor who flies into the remote northern communities. And then he said, let's go to the big city. So he came to the Sioux in 1974.
So did you come here because Gene was already here, or what?
Well, I'm telling you, if you have family in a community, it's awesome.
Yeah.
And they're just incredible people.
I think when you moved here, did you come from Florida to move here? Is that right?
Came from Florida, got tired of Disney, and so we moved up. The kids they were beating me up, because they missed the heat. They were born in Florida, and they missed their friends, but then they adjusted super quickly. And the first year they were thinking, wow, there's no malls on every corner, and but then I said, it's nature. We were looking for that in Florida. We couldn't find much of it. So
and Gabby's enrolled, right? Your daughter Gabby?
She's enrolled. Corinna's enrolled, and they're having a blast. So
it sounds like everybody's having a blast, because not only are they studying, but they're having a great social time as well. They're getting to know a little bit about the culture up here.
Yeah, and it's like Frank said this morning, there's an inspirational talk at the beginning of each morning, and he said, think of how different you feel now, even compared to Sunday, as a group, of how bonded you are. And he said, it's going to change again at the end of next week. You'll be a completely different group then too. So
I'm sure you've seen some incredible changes even since you've arrived. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's seeing people break through barriers that maybe they come into it thinking I could never play a passage like that. That's beyond me. And then just saying, let's try it, and then showing them ways to chip away and go at it, and then suddenly they're owning that piece, and they're a new person at that point, right? And their ability has crashed through to a new level at that point.
And do you ever get a student sitting beside you and you just think to yourself, this person is incredible, remarkable, going to go places? I mean, do you ever get a sense of that when you're working with a student?
We have several here. There's and you sit there thinking, the thing is, they're so humble, and at this point, they're not necessarily thinking that what I'm doing is really incredible here. We had a young man the other day playing Beethoven 111, which is it's the last piano sonata he wrote, and it's notoriously difficult to interpret. But
it killed him. That's how difficult it was. Yeah.
I mean, I said to him, this is one of the best performances of this I've ever heard, and he was shocked. What? And I said, no, really, I've heard it many times, and this is probably the best performance of it I've heard.
And something for the city as well, that we can to see artists of this quality in our community and have the chance to see them perform, right?
Exactly. So come on out on August 1st. August 2nd, back-to-back concert days.
Faculty and
$20, go to Eventbrite or Shabby Motley or the Ogomiyu bookstore. Or if you see me on the corner, I'm like, hey.
Now, and don't get confused. This is Dr. Ed Turgeon. His brother is Dr. Jean Turgeon.
That's right.
You don't want to get these doctors confused because you don't want him to do, you know what I'm saying?
Prescribe Chopin. That's right.
What a great asset you and your wife are to the, and your children as well. I mean, I've enjoyed Gabby on stage, and it's neat too. You got a teacher here, Will, right? It's a little bit more of a musical theater angle almost too, right? I mean,
absolutely, yeah. And the beauty of that is students come into the Institute saying, well, right now I'm doing this art song, but I'm also doing this musical theater, and we can work with either.
Diversity is important in art.
Absolutely. Versatility. That's
Versatility. Right. All right. Well, thank you for your time. Congratulations. And thank you for this amazing institute that you and Frank have brought to the Sioux. All right. We'll be back with more Mornings with Luann and Tim right after this. Welcome back. I am joined now by hometown girl Laura Widget. Welcome home, Laura.
Hi, thank you. I'm so happy to be home.
Yeah, and you brought someone with you, Will Grossman.
Yes, that's me.
And you're from where?
I'm from Vancouver, British Columbia.
And that's where you met Laura?
It is.
Tell me the story.
Well, we met in our master's degree, and actually, I saw this beautiful redhead.
Who was it?
Her name was Laura Widget.
Oh, was it?
Oh, yeah, and no,
I thought maybe she introduced you to Laura.
No. And she was singing Quando Me Vo with the Vancouver Symphony Orchestra. And actually, I'd never spoken to her before. Yeah. And I know that this sounds like some made-up, cheesy story, but truthfully, I turned to my friend next to me and said, I'm marrying that girl.
And what's sad was the person next to him was his ex-girlfriend. Yeah. No. Laura, what were you doing singing at the Vancouver? What's happened to you since you left Sault Ste. Marie? Tell me, give the audience a little bit of background. Okay, and when you were here, first of all, you were studying with?
I was studying with Agnes McCarthy, who's amazing, and now I get to teach with her.
That's gotta be so cool.
It's unbelievable. And we just had our concert last night, and I performed with Paul Dingle. And it was just so beautiful to be back where I grew up. This is the foundation of my training. Yeah. And these people who supported me so much, and to be here on faculty and share everything that I've learned since, it's been so heartwarming. It's just been a pleasure.
U of T came after Sault Ste. Marie, right?
Yes, yeah. I studied
undergrad,
yeah.
In opera.
In opera.
And then to?
The University of British Columbia.
Where this guy was?
That's where this guy was.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And then you got your master's there?
Yep.
Okay, but now you two have a business of your own, a studio of your own, is that correct? Tell me a little story.
Well, we're both professional opera singers. We perform all over the place. It's been amazing all through Europe and North America.
You've done that.
We've done it. It's been pretty great. But yeah, we opened up a studio a few years ago. It's called Natura Voce, which means the natural voice.
I knew that.
And we train professional actors in TV and film how to sing. So it's pretty cool.
That's a cool spin, teaching actors how to sing. That because you work in film a lot, film and television, yeah?
Yeah, no, I've been auditioning for film and television for about a year now in Vancouver.
And it's been going well for you.
It's fantastic.
Scored an Age in a year ago?
Yeah.
I know. And we were chatting. So that's a really cool spin, though. What have you brought any of that to the musicians here? What you do with actors to teach them how to sing? Have you worked with the musicians at all?
Yeah, I've worked with them a lot because even as a musician, even if you're using an instrument, sometimes we hide behind it instead of using it to portray things. So I was really teaching them. We did a bunch of improv and some different games and just movement exercises to really allow these kids to, have that experience in a safe environment. So when they get on stage, they can feel more free to emote and just allow the music to do the work that it needs to do.
As someone who lived and grew up in Sault Ste. Marie, how exciting is it for you to see this happening in our community? This kind of this institute.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing. I never went to a summer program when I was younger. It's phenomenal. And the faculty that they have brought and are coming in the second week are amazing. I mean, it's so exceptional. The training is so exceptional. And what I love about the concept of this, it's, fabulous training, learning by people who've really done it, who are exceptional in their field, but also it's about nurturing the artist. And sometimes when we're training to be musicians, it's so intensive, it's so rigorous, it's so technical. So to focus on the health and well-being of the artist, we had a lecture, I gave a lecture on performance psychology. And
I heard that was one of the things. Okay, go, tell me.
Oh, it was just wonderful, because as a musician, you are your art, and we have to make sure that we're always feeling okay. And there's a lot of criticism as well. Being an artist, you always have an audience, so you always want to make sure that you're okay. And sometimes we don't have people who tell us that and remind us that, as important as it is to have really great technique and act, it's so important for you at the end of the day to feel good.
Because I think one of the most difficult aspects of being a professional performer is that oftentimes you're only as good as the last piece of work you did. Oh, yeah. And so you have to believe in yourself. You can't let that be the barometer of how you judge yourself, because that's how other people may be judging you, but that can't be true for you. So what about Sault Ste. Marie? What are your takeaways from being here in the Sioux? I mean, you obviously had visited Laura's family before, yeah?
Yeah, no, I've been here 3 times now.
But now coming here to work, what's it been like?
It's been actually fantastic. The kids are incredibly talented.
Yeah.
We really weren't sure what the level was going to be when we got here, and all of the kids have just brought it, and they're all prepared and really willing to learn, which is really cool. Sometimes you'll run into people where you're trying to give them concepts and they're fighting you, and I haven't had that at all.
Sounds to me, Laura, like this has been quite a success for their first year out. If this were to happen again, would you come back?
I absolutely would. I love being in the Sioux. I love that feeling of community here. Also, the Sioux is it's really blossoming. It looks so beautiful. The waterfront and everything. Oh my God. I was so jealous of the new splash place. Yeah, that's fantastic.
So listen, you're going to go and visit your family at the camp?
Yes. Yeah. We're doing that this weekend.
Enjoy the rest of your stay. Really nice meeting you. Congratulations on your successes, both of you. Laura, so nice to see you again. And this is an amazing institute. I've been blown away by what I've seen and heard. So I hope I see you again next year. And all the best to both of you. Thank you so much. We'll be back with more Mornings with Luann and Tim right after this.
Since 1899, the Machine Shop has been a unique space for innovation and creativity. Once a leading pulp and paper company, the Machine Shop was built by Francis H. Clerg, which later became part of St. Mary's Paper in 1984. After the closure of St. Mary's Paper in 2011, the Machine Shop spent 4 years vacant. In 2015, the Machine Shop reopened their doors to the community for the first time. From weddings to galas to concerts and festivals, the one-of-a-kind venue has something for everyone. We are proud to work with the community and local nonprofits to host major events such as Festival of Trees, Pearls and Plaid, an evening at Hogwarts, and more. While you're here, wind down at the Mill Steakhouse and Wine Bar for a quiet dining experience, or watch a game and try a wood fire oven pizza and local draft at the Boiler Room. Don't forget to save room for house-made gelato and baked goods at the Gelato Mill. For more information on the Machine Shop events, history, and restaurants, visit machineshopinc.ca. 3 great places, 1 historic venue.
Here we are to wrap the show, and by we, I guess I just mean myself. Tim, we really hope you're feeling better by the time this is going up to air. As far as tomorrow's show goes, I'm not sure. You're not sure. We'll find out tomorrow morning. Either way, I will be here. And before we go, we have to give a big thank you once again, as we always do, to KC Security, keeping us safe and sponsoring us again 2 months straight. I hope you guys know what you're doing with your advertising money, but I think it's well spent. Dan, I know you watch this every day and you're giving us love on your Facebook page, so we're giving our love right back. So guys, sorry for the impromptu change in the show, but that was our morning show for today, and we'll see you guys same time tomorrow.
Thank you.